So many of my videos are instructional in nature, and that's what you're accustomed to, but this one is a little bit different. I'm actually looking for input, and I'm going to ask for your opinion in a minute, and I'd like you to leave a comment in the comment section of this video to answer the question that I'm going to ask you in a little bit. But this video is about using barrels for baiting bears. And I have been using barrels with guided outfitters all over Canada. I've also used barrels for baiting myself in Wyoming and Idaho and Minnesota and Ontario and other places, Michigan. So I have a lot of experience using barrels for baiting bears, and there are a lot of advantages to using barrels, but there's one thing that's just kind of been nagging at me, and I'm going to go into that here in just a minute. But first, let's talk real quickly about the advantages of using barrels. So some of the advantages are that you can use a barrel to protect your bait from the weather. You know, if you got bait that gets rained on and goes bad, the barrels help you with that. You can use a barrel to position the bear based on where you got the barrel mounted and where the hole is in the barrel. You can position the bear for a better shot, you know, a broadside shot. You can use the barrel to meter how much bait they can get out at once, you know, based on how big of a hole you put in it. You can use a barrel to keep non-target animals like raccoons or whatever from getting to your bait. You could add another barrel if you need to have more bait at the location. You can use the size of the barrel to compare. It helps you in determining how big the bear is that you're looking at. So those are all really important factors of using barrels and why they're an advantage. And there's some other smaller offshoots of those, but that's really not what this video is about. So here is the thing. There's a couple of minor disadvantages to using a barrel. Of course, you know, they're more weight and they're more work. You got to get them into the woods and get them out and all that. So there's more physical labor involved with barrels. A lot of people feel like barrels just don't have a natural feel to it, and they want to create an environment for the hunter. Like, I just hate it when you go to a bait and there's buckets and bags laying around and stuff like that. You know, a barrel, you don't want your bait to look like it's a garbage dump, and you know, a poly barrel or a colored barrel or something like that, it doesn't look as natural. As a guide, you know, to me, that's why I paint the barrels camouflage. It doesn't really matter that much to the bear, but it matters to the person that's hired me to put them in a bait site that has that Minnesota Northwoods natural feel to it. So that's why I'm painting the barrels camouflage. But there's one other thing that's been kind of nagging at me, and it kind of goes hand in hand with this issue of the natural feel to it. As you know, if you've watched any of my videos before, you know how critically important it is to me to create an environment for the bears where they feel comfortable coming in during the daylight and it feels natural and safe to them. I've had a couple people tell me that they felt like they had a better opportunity to get mature male bears to come to the bait in the daylight if they didn't use barrels, because it seemed more natural to just dump the bait on the ground. And these two people are people that I respect. They kill nice bears. They're good, experienced bear hunters. One of them uses a log crib to put his bait in. The other one just dumps it on the ground, and you know, whatever happens is what happens. He just feels like that's the most natural, and that's an important part of creating a comfortable, natural feeling environment to a big, mature male bear. Well, I've been thinking a lot about this for the last few years as I've been using barrels in Minnesota in my guiding, and we have big mature males that just won't come in during the daylight, and we have some big mature males that do come in during the daylight. We've killed some really nice big male bears, but this topic has me wondering, and I produced this video to get you to respond. If you're an experienced bear hunter who has used barrels or not used barrels, what's your gut feeling on this? Or do you have specific experiences where you could say, aha, here's an example of why a barrel was not the best in this particular situation. Or, if you think, no, I mean, there's no way this makes any difference, I want to hear that too. I'm looking for experienced bear hunters to comment on this video in the video description below so we can start a dialogue and we can all learn from each other. What's your thoughts on this? Do you have experience with this? Do you have an opinion on this? Do you have just a gut feeling that you want to share with us? Please do leave it in the comment section and let's talk about it. Thanks for watching.